Good morning to Sir Zainal and to my classmates. Today we want to present our project. Before we start our presentation, let me introduce my group members. They are Awi and Stefania.
Version of Android that we are choose for this project. Android version 9.0 is Pi. Reason we choose Android version 9.0 Pi for this project. A screenshot button has been added to the power option. Second, a new lockdown mode which disables biometric authentication once activated. 3. Rounded corner across the UI. And the next is richer message notification, where a full conversation can be seen within a notification, full scale image, and smart replies to Google New Apps reply. In the next, support for display cutout. And the last is lock screen security changes include the possible return of an improved NFC unlock. Next, this is the range of devices providers a hack potential audience for your apps. First is feature requirement speed. Explanation: fast loading screens are vital. No one like waiting, particularly when all they have look at is a screen loading symbol, and this frustration soon give way to boredom, resulting in a decision to seek something better. Speed means on an appropriate set of graphic and not fetching large table and database. Keep it simple and keep it quick. Second, flexibility. Main mobile operating system Android order to achieve the best out of your apps. It needs to be available on all of these. Android apps are easy to upload to the Play Store. Coding not necessarily to be different, but you may be dealing with different screen size and resolution to make sure to test on both systems before uploading. Next, 3. Search option. The ability to search into the apps or the internet is important, and while it's not going to work so much for game based apps, it's essential for the business and social variety. 4. Bright and bold color schema. Fundamentals such as eye-grabbing color schema are going to pull your customers in. Pay attention to complementary color from the color wheel, and you will end up with an app that looks stylish and professional at the same time. And the last is update. Once you have your feedback, you can shout out how to make your apps more relevant to your customers and send out updates periodically. This means that you not only end up with a better product but can respond to security issues as they arise. Update keep your apps fresh and give the user more of what they want.
Analyze features of Android that suit to apps need. So these are the features. For the first feature is the pre-book visitors. Pre-booking features allows visitors and guests to pre-register their attendance prior to arriving, effectively reducing the check-in time from 1 to 2 minutes process down to a couple of seconds. So the visitors attendance system can be designed to request unique reference numbers as the final stage of a check-in process. It is making the check-in process even easier. So the second features is customized check-in workflows. It offers customizable check-in workflow for different visitor types such as guests, interviews, queries. For example, when a queries arrive on site, they may be able to require to enter the company name, full name, delivery references, contact details, and sign any required inside the check-in process. A person arriving for an interview, however, may be requested to share details of the position they are applying for, and they also can enter a host name and complete a photo capture to complete their check-in workflow. So the third features is sign digital form. It can improve data security and reduce a manual labor involved in the check-in process. Next, customize visitor badges. Final stages of check-in process is the badge printing. ID badges can be scanned at counter points to gain access to zones that have been configured to grant authorization. So the last features is cloud, which the data can be accessed anywhere and anytime. It stores the requisite records of visitors on a cloud server. It also allows you to access visitors' data remotely from anywhere at any time from the database cloud. So the Android devices in the market that can be used with the app is smartphone and tablets.
Next is I will explain a pre-requirement and requirement to provide any Android IDE in the market based on the problem statement. First is the pre-requirement. The pre-requirement is visual layout editor. It is to create complex layouts with constraint layout by adding constraints from each view to other views and guidelines. Then preview your layout on any screen size by selecting one of various device configurations or by simply resizing the preview window. Next is APK Analyzer. It is to find opportunities to reduce your Android app size by inspecting the contents of your APK file, even if wasn't built with any Android Studio. Inspect the manifest file, resource, and DEX files. Compare two APKs to see how your app size change between app versions. Next is Fast Emulator. It is need to install and run your apps than faster than with a physical device and simulate different configuration and features including AR Core, Google's platform for building augmented reality experience. Next, Intelligent Code Editor. Write better code, work fast, and be more productive with any intelligent code editor and provides code completion for Kotlin, Java, and C or C++ languages. Next is Flexible Build System. It is powered by Gradle. Android Studio's build system allows you to customize your build to generate multiple build variants for different devices from a single project. Next is Real-Time Profilers. The built-in profiling tools provide real-time statistics for your app CPU, memory, and network activity. Identify performance bottlenecks by recording method traces, inspecting the heap and allocations, and see incoming and outgoing network payloads. For requirement, first is Windows. They require Microsoft Windows 7, 8, 10, 32 or 64-bit. The Android emulator supports 64-bit Windows only. 4 GB RAM minimum, 8 GB RAM recommended. 2 GB of available disk space, minimum 4 GB recommended. 500 MB for IDE plus 1.5 GB for Android SDK and emulator system image. It also have 1280 by 800 minimum screen resolution. It also provides Java Development Kit JDK 7 and optional for accelerated emulator Intel processor with support for Intel VTX, Intel EM6040, Intel 64 and execute disable XD-bit functionality. Next, for Mac, Mac provide Mac OS X 10 Yosemite or higher up to 10 or 4 10.4 Mac OS Mojave 4 GB RAM minimum, 8 GB RAM recommended. 2 GB of available disk space minimum, 4 GB recommended. 500 MB for IDE plus 1.5 GB for Android SDK and emulator system image. We also have 1280 by 800 minimum screen resolution. Next is for Linux. It also provide GNOME or KDE desktop tested on Linux based on Debian. 4 GB RAM minimum, 8 GB RAM recommended. 2 GB of available disk space minimum, 4 GB recommended. 500 MB for IDE plus 1.5 GB for Android SDK and emulator system image. Oracle Java Development Kit JDK 7, GNU C Library 2.919 or later. Also have 1280 by 800 minimum screen resolution. It also have 64 distribution capable of running 32-bit application. Next is Chrome OS. Chrome OS has 8 GB RAM or more recommended. 4 GB of available disk space minimum, 1280 by 800 minimum screen resolution, and have Intel i5 or higher, U series or higher recommended. Next, this is the design for application visitor attendance system. We use Nexus One API 22 for Android virtual devices. That's all from us. Thank you for listening.